Hi everyone! So today I'll be talking about chrome antimony titanate, which is made with PBr24. Apparently this pigment has been around for a long while, but I'm just now getting into it myself. I do apologize in advance if this voiceover doesn't match up with my hand gestures in the video 100% of the time, because the original audio came out incredibly echoey, so I decided to just do this voiceover instead. Anyway, as you can see right here, I'll be comparing this pigment from 3 different brands today, all of which have different names. From left to right, I have here Szmal's Naples Yellow Deep, Daniel Smith's Chrome Titanate Yellow in the middle, and MaimeriBlu's Naples Yellow Medium. This Szmal Naples Yellow Deep was my first introduction to PBr24, and I absolutely fell in love with it. A lot of you will know that I'm not the type of person who loves warm yellows, which is probably why I wasn't really drawn to this color for the longest time. It's always been at the back of my mind though, because I love Szmal's range of earth colors, especially their earth yellows. You know what? Enough talking, let's get swatching. So I've had this Szmal one longer than I have the other two, so you'll see that I've used it quite a bit to the point that there's a dip in the pan already. It re-wets very well and goes down on the paper so beautifully. Almost feels like I'm painting with velvet, if that makes any sense. PBr24 is naturally rather opaque, so if you're more into transparent colors, then this might not be for you. Because this Szmal one is very easy to re-wet, do be careful because you can easily pick up way too much paint, more than you need. Szmal's color chart does not indicate that this color is granulating, but I can definitely see some granulation going on, and I've also used this in mixes and can tell you firsthand that it does granulate. Moving on to Daniel Smith, I recently squeezed this into the pan, so it hasn't fully dried yet. For anyone interested, my Daniel Smith tube just splurted the paint out as soon as I opened it, so do be aware of that if you're going to get Daniel Smith. This one looks slightly cooler than Szmal's, and what I mean by that is that Szmal's seem to lean more orange and more earthy, whereas Daniel Smith's leans towards yellow and also less earthy. The granulation is similar to Szmal's and also in line with how they describe it on their website. Moving on to MaimeriBlu, I got this one mainly because I'm looking for a PBr24 that exhibits a stronger granulation pattern than Szmal's, and from my research, it seems like many of the other well-known brands do offer PBr24, but those have little to no granulation. But with MaimeriBlu, I couldn't find information on it about whether it granulates or not, and I've been loving my raw umber from them that granulates beautifully, so I thought I'd give this one a try. As I'm swatching this here, I hope you can see the obvious differences between all 3 of these colors. MaimeriBlu is noticeably the most yellow of today's lineup. I'm not seeing any granulation, so that is a disappointment for me, but not to say that it's bad or anything. Some people might really like it. I also noticed that even in the pan, the MaimeriBlu one on the right there is more yellow and more vibrant than Daniel Smith on the left. So to summarize my findings of these 3 versions of PBr24, MaimeriBlu seems to be non-granulating, while both Szmal and Daniel Smith's definitely have some sort of granulation going on. All of these are rather opaque in mass tone, but can be used in a transparent manner when diluted enough. There is also a clear difference in hues, with MaimeriBlu being the most yellow, Daniel Smith being somewhere in between, and Szmal's being the most red-leaning and the most earthy. If you're interested to try this pigment in other brands, I'll leave their names and links below. The only one that I want to touch on is Lucas. Their website says that their Naples Yellow is made with the single pigment PBr24. which I actually tried to find because, you know, we all know Lucas is rather affordable for the amounts you get. But Jackson's only has the double pigment version with PY53, for now at least, so do be aware when you're doing your shopping. And before you go, I'd love to know if any of you use PBr24. Which brand are you using and which hue is it in comparison to the ones I've shown you today? I honestly didn't think there would be much of a difference, but it was surprising to see the obvious hue differences. Oh, and here are some of the results of mixes that I've tried with other colors. I find that it's actually really beautiful. Like, it gives you a sort of like a subtle pastel type of color range. I think my favorite mixes would have to be the ones with the reds, magenta PBr122 and PBr209, as well as the ones with the blues, with ultramarine blue PB29 and cerulean blue PB35. They sort of give you like these grays. I think they're quite beautiful. Alright, that's all I have for you today. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drink lots of water and stay hydrated.